it's Liv here. Hope you are all doing good. How on earth is it May? I feel like I should put in some kind of NSYNC meme about it's gonna be May. But no, I won't go there. But yes, we are 5 months into the year. As of filming this, we are still in lockdown here in the UK. So hopefully that is going to be conducive for lots of reading. We are here today for my May TBR. Now, I've learned a lesson from last month. Okay, I've learned a really big lesson. Let me come over here so you can see me a bit better. That's right, isn't it? There you go. April's TBR was way too courageous and kind of like, it was too big and I was too ambitious, and I'm trying to keep it down a bit. So looking at what I want to read in May, I'm definitely still on a mood reading train, if that is such a thing. But I've also, as much as I'm on a mood reading kind of role at the moment, I'm also very conscious I've got so many arcs to read, so many arcs to read. So my plan as it stands at the moment is for May to be a bit more about the mood reading and hopefully get some arcs in there as well. And for June to be about any arcs that I haven't read. I'm going to get them buggers done in June, because I'm so behind with all my arcs. It's not even funny. If you want to see what my current arc TBR looks like, and actually it's grown since I posted this video, I will link it down below. So let's talk about the books I am hoping to get to in May. So to start off with, I have actually already, I'm filming this on the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. I have read one book already, which is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. No spoilers already, but really enjoyed it. Let's just say I can totally understand why it's been nominated for so many book awards here in the UK. And I think what it might speak volumes of is the book that I am currently reading is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's called Good Girl, Bad Blood. This literally came out last week. I think I got it the day after it was released. This came out last week and I'm absolutely here for this. One thing I love about these books, and I wonder if I can kind of show you some examples. This is a random page. I haven't got to this page yet. But in a similar way, it's not as constant as Illuminate. So it's not like all in kind of file format, but you have the kind of the prose and the story. You then have things of kind of, you have interview transcripts and you have photos and you have file pictures. So for example, all of a sudden you'll have a bit of prose and then you'll get pictures like that, pictures of knife blocks, or you'll get, if I show the next page, I'm trying not to spoil myself here because I haven't got this far yet, but then like you'll get case files like that, and then it will go back to kind of regular page. So I'm about 8 chapters into this. There is another, needless to say, there is another crime to solve. I'm finding this really captivating so far. It's really holding my attention. Yeah, and I'm probably going to be digging back into this afternoon. Good Girl, Bad Blood. Look up Good Girl's Guide to Murder and this if you haven't, because I've been sleeping on this and I feel ashamed that I have been. Moving forward then, I've tried to make this TBR list. I've done it kind of last night and today, thinking about what is coming up that I really want to read. What is in my mind going, I really, really want to read that. The big answer is all the books, but I can't read all the books at once. So these are just some of the titles I'm hoping to get to in May. So the first one, following on after Good Girl, Bad Blood, since I seem to be in this murder mystery theme at the moment, I want to pick up The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This has been getting a lot of hype on BookTube. Heather from Bookables is like extolling the virtues of this left, right and centre, and she gave it 5 stars. Not very long, but it gives me the vibes of Agatha Christie's When and Then There Were None. So private island off the coast of Ireland, the actual country island. There's a big wedding going on, and I think that someone does a murder and there's so many people there, and then they can't leave the island until they've worked out what it is, and it just gives me all the spooky vibes. I have to say, today it is looking like it's going to absolutely pour down with rain, so I kind of want it to pour down with rain. I want to light a candle, I want to curl up with my blanket, and I want to hit this bad boy up because apparently it's brilliant. So that is definitely one I want to go for. Let's look at the other physical copies I've got next to me, and then we'll talk about those that I haven't or in ebook form. I'm really, really hoping this month to get to this, The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the entire year, and as it's considering it came out in March, I haven't got to it yet. This is the Owl Crate Special Edition cover, and I don't know if you can see, it's got the silver gilded edges. But this essentially is the story of Mozart and his younger sister Nannerl, and it's kind of, it's part historical fiction, part fantasy, because this is the idea that Nannerl is just as gifted as her younger brother, but because she's a woman, she, you know, has to get to a certain age, and then she has to get married. And then kind of her brother, Wolfgang Amadeus, Mozart, starts coming through. But then there's, I mean, the tagline on this gets me intrigued. To be remembered in this world, she created another. Something about a fantastical world that her and her brother created. I'm not quite sure, but I'm really interested in this. And like I said, this is the Owl Crate exclusive cover, silver gilded edges. Let me show you the naked page back in this. Ooh, ooh. Oh, we stand a pretty tough on this cake. You know this about me. You know this about me. I also this month am hoping to finally get to Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I have read the only V.E. Schwab books I have read before is the Monsters of Verity duology, which is this Savage Song and Our Dark Duet. But I am desperate to get to Vicious. A dear friend of mine, Jamie Lee, is telling me she adores V.E. Schwab, literally anything she does, and she's like, "Why haven't you read more?" And I think I'm kind of in this mood of that kind of mysterious bad guy, morally grey kind of character mood where I'm up for this. I know this is about two main characters, Eli and Victor, who, but something happens and they both end, do they both end up with extraordinary powers? Yes, one of them goes to prison based on something and then he breaks out, and then it's essentially it's a villain story, and I'm absolutely here for it. So if I read this, I do also have a copy of Vengeful, which is the sequel, so I potentially can get to this month as well. The other physical book that I have next to me, because there are physical books upstairs but I can't find them, I'm hoping also to start on The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Yes, City of Brass. This is another one that I have constantly heard phenomenal things about. I don't think I've ever heard anyone give this less than 5 stars. It is a trilogy. You have The City of Brass, The Kingdom of Copper, and Empire of Gold, I think, is still slated to come out in June. But I've just heard such good things about it, and I can't even pronounce what it's called, the Davibad trilogy. I'll link it down below, but some of the people I follow on Instagram are doing a kind of whole series read-along in the build-up to Empire of Gold, so I'm hoping to get involved with that. I will link that down below because I can't, I'm sorry I've said that wrong, I know, but I'll link all that Instagram account down below. Try and have a go. I know I'm meant to have read up to chapter 10 by this weekend. I can do that, that's absolutely fine. So they're all the books I've got next to me. I do have some other physical copies not by me that I want to read. So let's talk about Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. This is another one I have been sitting on and I haven't got to yet, and I'm just really desperate to get to it. Darius the Great? Yeah, Darius the Great is Not Okay. And then I know the sequel is scheduled for August, but I've just heard wonderful things about this. You've got a guy who's struggling with his identity and all levels, goes up back to his home. I can't think where he, but he goes back to kind of the Middle East where his family originate from and learns about his culture, makes friends there. It just, I'm just here for it all. I think there's queer representation in this as well. I think I'm just here for it all, and it's only tiny as well, so that'd be a nice sunny afternoon read. I also want to get to one that's probably going to wreck my emotions by the looks of all reviews, and that's Pretending by Holly Bourne. Holly Bourne is a UK YA author. I had the pleasure of meeting her last year. She's an absolute queen. This is, I think this class is as an adult contemporary, but it's this idea of, you know, we all have to pretend to be things in our lives, but when you break it down, who are we really? And it just has the potential to destroy me. So I might get some Ben & Jerry's the day I read that, and maybe a nice glass of wine as well. Not that I condone drinking, except it's lockdown, so do what you feel is best, all in moderation, folks. As far as the ones I don't have, ebook, I have the ebook of Beach Read by Emily Henry. Chelsea Dolling Reads is to blame for this one. I saw her reading blog where she just literally went through this in a day and absolutely loved it. Absolutely here for the romance. I probably also want to get to, it's not here yet, I'm filming, like I said, I'm filming this on the 4th of May. This is due for release tomorrow. Now, if I don't get the physical copy kind of tomorrow or the next day, I have got the audiobook ready to pre-order, which is out tomorrow. And the reason I say that, you'll understand in a second when I say the next book that I am desperate to read is Clap When You Land, which is the new one by Elizabeth Acevedo, where you have 2 girls. One lives in the Dominican Republic, one lives in New York, and their worlds are brought crashing together when they find out that find out that their father has been killed in a plane crash. The only thing is they both have the same father and they've never known about each other until their dad passes away. And then they have to learn to kind of get to know each other, learn this side of their family, as well as dealing with grief. I've been told there's some girl-girl romance in this, which I'm really intrigued by. But literally, Elizabeth Acevedo can do no wrong for me. That woman is a queen. But the reason I made a point about the audiobook is she narrates all her own audiobooks, and because she has a history with slam poetry, her audiobooks are just the most captivating thing ever. I know she has a second narrator with her on this one because obviously it's from the two girls' points of view. But yeah, that is definitely on my list for tomorrow as well. One other book that I'm really hoping to get to this month is, it comes out, when does it come out? Is it the 12th? Yes, I think it's the 12th of May it comes out. Oh my god, I can't remember the author's name. I know it's called House of Dragons. It has the most Game of Thrones-esque cover I've ever seen. House of Dragons by Jessica Cluess. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if not. Firstly, look at this cover. Is that not just the most brilliant cover you've ever seen in your life? Does this not give you all Game of Thrones? Fire, battles, wars? A lot of people saying it looks like the Iron Throne, but I kind of like the idea of the different swords representing the kind of the different tribes and the different families, no? Basically, there's a world and people have dragons and then they have to fight to decide who's going to be in charge of the world. And there's dragons. And there's swords. And there's dragons. Do I really need to say any more? There's dragons. I'm absolutely here for all the dragons. So they're the kind of lead ones I'm going to kind of throw out there that I want to get to. I have one secret TBR, well, one secret vlog that's going to involve additional TBR books, but I'm not going to say what that is, that hopefully will come out around mid-month. I'm also planning ahead for some videos where I think I was inspired by, I think it's Starla Reads. It's a new YouTube channel I've discovered. I'll link her down below. That she's done a series about reading outside of her comfort zone. She's kind of inspired me to do the same. So I've got some plans, but I won't commit to those yet because if they're not this month, they might be in the coming months, particularly if I've got lots and lots of time on my hands. I'm also working on a big project that you will not see. The result of will be, well, the result will be something, but you're not going to see it for a couple of months. There is a reason to it, there is rhyme and reason to it, but I can't possibly say anything more about that because it would give the game away. That was a really bad kind of wink, wasn't it? Dear, dear, dear. I hope you are all staying well. If you like, you know I love to hear from you in the comments. Please hit me up down below with what you're planning to read this month. If you like what you see, please give me a subscribe, click that bell icon, and give me a like as well if you're loving what we're doing here. My name is Olivia. This has been Stagey Bookish. You awesome folks, stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!